Hi students, this is going to review exercise 1A, and we are going to launch Photoshop and create a new document. So many of you probably have never done that in your life, and some of you have done it plenty of times. But I'm going to just do a quick little example. So basically you'll launch Photoshop and it will give you this open screen to allow you to create a new document or to open one that exists. So go ahead and create a new. Okay, and we are going to name the file, last name, exercise 1 PSD. And that name is here, so I'm going to put my last name, EX1, and then it will default as a PSD file, so you can just let that be. We're going to set the width to 3 and the height to 3. I like to start off with a square. Many of you might have yours being default to pixels, which then might be 216 pixels. You certainly can stay in pixels. A lot of publications keep pixels as their preferred method of measurement. It's more accurate. I prefer to do inches. Picas also is publication oriented. Pixels in Photoshop, of course, that's how we work. And when you're working with digital and social media, you're going to want to know the pixel height and width as opposed to inches. So it just depends on the project that you're working in. But for this particular, I'm going to say inches since we're all most familiar with working with inches, and we're going to keep it there. Next, the resolution. Resolution is important, and you'll find on your PowerPoint overview that the resolution of 72 DPI is preferred for any digital projects and screen resolution. Points per inch might be referred to as PPI. In the print world, it'll be dots per inch, which is DPI. So 72 DPI, PPI is what you're going to want to work in. Of course, if you're not printing, if you're only working with like website-oriented images or digital banners, social media banners, things of that sort. So we'll keep that under pixels per inch. I've never once ever had to use pixels per centimeter, but I'm sure that we'll have to. That will be the case for someone. So color mode, RGB usually goes along with 72 DPI. You really don't need to work in CMYK if you're doing any screen imagery. That will most likely be lab color or RGB color or grayscale. But RGB is really supports low resolution and supports any home printing. You're printing in your home printer. There's really no reason to do CMYK unless you have a CMYK printer. Some people have laser printers at home, so that might correlate, although you might have to work with color profiles, which is adjusting the color of your screen to kind of be aligned with the color of your printer and how it collaborates with your actual computer itself. It gets really intense, but there are ways that you can adjust color profiles to match your printer so that you're getting things to align with the proper color. The best way to do this is to choose a Pantone color, Pantone matching system, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But anyway, we're going to keep everything else as a defaulting. You can keep the background contents white or background contents black. We'll switch it to black just because I'll show it to you then. Now we go ahead and say create. And as you see here, I've got kind of a wacky panel system happening. I'm going to go to my workspace and I'm going to reset essentials. And it brings me back to sort of a default panel. And it looks like a very tiny 72 DPI artboard here. And now you can see, if I click this here, you can see that that background defaulted to black. And then if you want to zoom in, you can do a command or control plus or minus, or just do a control 0 to fit to screen. Okay, go ahead and save, File, Save As, and then you can let it default to the Photoshop document, PSD, and save. Save somewhere that you remember, and then you're done with exercise 1A.